This particular site, we'd watched that over the years where the bank was being eaten in. In every flood event there was a bit more soil going in. Then in 2010 and 2013 in particular, it was horrific. And there were trees this big that we had planted, that had grown there, that just went in. You hear this kaboom as big tons and tons of dirt hit the river.
The dairy operation started in '91 as a changeover from a beef herd. We planned the dairy and set it up to milk 200 cows, which means we have about 500 animals on the place. We know that in the 30 years since we've been here and revegetated the river, with a 5-metre buffer zone, it protected most of the riverbank from a 1 in 100 year event.
The Mary Catchment is one of the 5 highest contributors of fine sediment of the 35 catchment that flow into the Great Barrier Reef. There's around about 70% of fine sediment generated from stream bank in the Mary Catchment, and this is due to historical land clearing and extensive sand and gravel extraction throughout the river system, as well as clearing of riparian vegetation and grazing pressure.
Looking at how much of that sand is going out to the reef is a horrific thought. You know, we don't own that river, we don't own the reef, we're just custodians of this land.
The collaboration is really important because it brings together a breadth of knowledge and skills from the key players to be able to manage a very complex program of works. That's the Mary River Recovery Consortium. That includes Burnett Mary Regional Group, Mary River Catchment Coordinating Committee and Alluvium Consulting. So our role's really been to work closely with the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. We provide oversight and governance to the project.
So we installed timber logs within the channel to provide habitat. Australian rivers used to have one of the highest loadings of large wood in the world, and that provided really important habitat for our native fish species. Obviously, as we've cleared riparian zones, that supply of large wood has been lost. So putting log structures back in the river is a really great outcome for our native fish species, including the Mary River cod. A few weeks before we were planning on implementing the project, we saw some scratchings on the bank that were potentially from a Mary River turtle. So we undertook some monitoring. We set up some fauna cameras just to make sure there were no turtles utilising the site for nesting. Fortunately, we didn't find any, so we were able to go ahead with the project.
Planting trees is the easy part of restoration. Maintaining them takes a long time. You need to be there whenever that tree needs you. So the restoration is the first step. The next part is maintaining those plants, making sure that the fences remain there.
So the environmental benefits are around improving the quality of water flowing into the Mary Catchment, which flows into the Great Barrier Reef and helps to improve reef health and resilience. There are other benefits including climate and resilience, and also just really halting that bank retreat into valuable agricultural land.
I guess the dream would be to see as it was 200 years ago as a ribbon of standing vine scrub going down the valley. So we need to head in that direction.
No man is an island. You fit into a community, you have to do your bit. The feeling of having something like this done, firstly, it looks fantastic, but that feel good to know that we are doing something on our farm that benefits not just all the communities down the river, not just all those communities in the reef, but actually for the whole world. It's a real buzz.